And welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha, and if you're new, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. Today I'm going to be doing my update for the Color Me Reading Challenge that I created with Verity at Red Dirt and Stardust. So last month for May, the color was white, so I do have a few books that I read. I think I read 3, and I think only one of them might have been what I actually talked about potentially reading in my last update. I will give a little bit of a warning. One of the books I read is more of a mental health book. It's along that lines. It mentions some topics that might be triggering. So I'm going to talk about that one last. So I'll let you know later in the video when I'm going to be talking about that. So it mentions suicide and things like that, so if that's triggering, you can click off. I just wanted to give a little bit of a disclaimer for that because I know some people are very sensitive to that type of thing. So first of all, the first one I read was another decluttering book called Throughout 50 Things, Clear the Clutter and Find Your Life by Gail Blanky. Let's see. It'll focus. And this is what it looks like. This was a really nice book. She walked through her home with us in this book and decluttered alongside us in this book. She had a checklist and encouraged us to write down what we decided to throw away. And no matter what we threw away, say we had 50 magazines, that only counted as one item. So you're really pushing yourself to declutter tons of things. And since we are moving, I want to leave this house with less clutter. So I think that was a great book to read. And since I've been reading these decluttering books, I have been able to let things go. I think next month I'm not really going to focus on trying to find another decluttering book. I think I have the concepts of decluttering and letting things go down, so I may focus on something else. I would like to find a self-help book, but I also have 2 physical books that I will talk about as well. So, moving on, the next one I read was actually part of a book club that I'm in, and it's more of a spicy book. Well, it was supposed to be a little bit of a spicy book. It was called A Touch of Darkness, and this is actually a series. This is what it looks like. My phone will focus. I don't know if it's going to focus, but I do have all these books posted on my Instagram as well under a reel or a highlights. But this was by Scarlett St. Clair, and it was supposed to be a spicy take on the Persephone and Hades Greek mythology story. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I was very disappointed in the lack of spice, I guess. And I think that's just personal preference. But I may read the rest of them. I may not. I don't know. It just wasn't my type of spice level for a spicy book, I guess. And this is the warning now. I'm going to be talking about the book that does mention some very difficult subject matters. I can't talk today. I apologize. And it is called Suicide Notes by, let's see. I do apologize. I am not prepared today. By Michael Thomas Ford. And it looks like this. And it is the story of a teenage boy, and he wakes up in a mental health ward at a hospital because he tried to commit suicide. And throughout the book, he is realizing, that we all have our own issues pretty much, and while he's in this hospital, some things happen to him, and at the end of the book we find out why, and he comes out as being gay to his family while he's still in the hospital, and how that played a large part in what he did. It is a very sensitive book. I wouldn't recommend it for everyone. It does mention, suicide, mental health. It gives you a glimpse of other patients' lives in the book. So there's things like sexual assault. There's a few cases of this boy actually being sexually assaulted by another patient. So it's definitely not a read for everyone, and at times it was a little difficult for me to get through as well. But I think it really did shine some light on, the LGBTQ plus community, and, mental health that might go along with it. But I also, since I'm talking about this book, I'm going to be leaving some resources in the description box for the suicide hotline, the website, and other resources where you can find some help if you find yourself in that situation. So I will have all that. Moving on to June. June's color for the Color Me Reading Challenge is black. And I have 2 physical books that I know I want to get through this month. But other than that, I'm not really sure. The first one is the Mexican Gothic. And this was a book of the month book that I got. And I still have not read it. I have a few friends that have read this book, and they did enjoy it. I have heard that it's a little bit of a slow start, so hopefully that doesn't discourage me. It does have some black here down at the bottom, and her hair is also black. So I'm excited to read this. The next one is a book that I wanted to get through in May, and I didn't get to it. So I want to get through the Midnight Sun Stephenie Meyer Twilight book, the extension of the Twilight saga. I believe this is through Edward's point of view of how things went down, and gives us more of an insight of what happened in New Moon and Eclipse when he was gone. So I'm pretty excited to finish this. I may find a self-help book or something along that nature on my Hoopla app. That's where I pretty much read a lot of books, is on my Hoopla app. We know that I have 2 kids, so going to the library and renting books, checking out books like I physically want to, isn't always an option for me. But I think I might want to start doing that when we do move. The new city where we're going to be moving has great library systems and things for children to do, along with, being very understanding of having kids. And I haven't had such a great experience with that system here. So those are the 2 books for sure that I want to try to finish this month. Hopefully I can get through them and get them out of my collection. I may pass the Midnight Sun book to my mom, because she also read the Twilight series with me and enjoyed the movies. So that will most likely go to her, and I might pass the the Mexican Gothic book to her as well. She should be coming down for a visit soon, so there is that. So if you guys are enjoying this challenge, feel free to join in. It's free to join. You don't have to ask me or Verity or anything like that. Just please tag us in your posts that we are the creators of this challenge. It is inspired of the monochromatic year, where each month is a color that you focused on. And Verity did a book edition of it last year, which inspired us to do the Color Me Reading Challenge. I don't know if we're going to bring it back next year. That's something that I'm going to have to talk to her about. But we have 6 months left in the year, so you're more than welcome to join in at any point. Again, the rules of this challenge are as long as there's something in the title, cover, title, tiny details, anything like that in the book that you're reading, listening to, or having someone read to you. It also can be an audiobook, things like that. We're counting it all as reading. It counts for this challenge. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate it, and it helps out my channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. I hope you have a wonderful day.